Good morning, folks. Hope you're well. It's Thursday morning and feel a little bit tired. So we overnight, Poppy's definitely a lot brighter, which is the really good news. I'm not saying she's by no means out of the woods, not by any means, but she's 100 times brighter than she was yesterday. So we're really hopeful. Hello, girl. You're going to give her a drink, Eddie? Yep. We're really hopeful that we've just got to be very careful because she's trying to stand up. She's having a drink. Look there. We've just propped her up a bit with a JCB, just so she's a little bit of a better angle. But you can see she's dug herself a hole, trying to stand up. Eddie's giving her a drink, and then we're going to give her a feed. So. I'm not saying we're far from home and nosed, but she's far more in the game than yesterday. She's so much brighter, so much stronger. There's activity in all her legs. She just drunk a bucket of water. We've been up with her at 3 and 6 as well, and she's just looking far more with it. So yeah, I really feel a lot more positive. I think that we've got a chance again now. I felt, pretty down about it all yesterday, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to ask the fire brigade again if don't this ball, Eddie. We're going to ask the fire brigade if they'll come and give her another lift today. I mean, they were brilliant yesterday, and I'm very hopeful they'll give it another go. They said they would, and I don't see why they won't. And I really feel that if we get her up on the straps again today and give her 10 minutes, just sort of taking a weight, but not not abandoning her, keep the straps on. I really feel hopeful. I'm not confident. I feel hopeful that she might do some good. Is that any easier? There she is. You see, the fact she's eating and drinking shows that she's fighting, doesn't it? She's and she's so much stronger now than she was yesterday. So yeah, right. So well done, Poppy. She's really trying. So that's it's definitely encouraging. So here is Junior. We've got him next door. Well, out the way at the moment because obviously. It's a volatile. Can you use a lifter? It's a volatile situation with Poppy. There's nothing to say. She wouldn't have stood up in the night. I never really felt that was likely, but you can't say it's impossible. And the Foal can't quite stand up yet under its own steam, but it can drink milk. We're bottling it every 2 hours, and he's as strong as an ox. He's already a bit of a cheeky chap. If you put your foot behind his foot, Dave, and stops him slipping back. And what we're doing now, we're investing a bit of time in just making sure he has a bit of leg time, just so that even though he can't actually get up, he can stand up. So we need to keep giving him 10 minutes every hour or so where he's stood up and get his legs going, get some feeling in his legs, and just get him using him. The trouble is, when he gets up, he starts thinking he can, run the Grand National or something. Look at him, he's already in Eddie's grill there. So yeah, we're a lot happier than we were yesterday. I mean, there's still a long road to, or a difficult road to tread with Poppy for sure. But she's certainly got a lot more chance than she had yesterday. If she'd have shown that amount of energy yesterday, Eddie, I'm sure she'd have stood, wouldn't she? So I'm just hoping if we can get the fire brigade out again, do what we did yesterday. They've got all the slings, all the tackle, and the expertise. Then hopefully she will take the steps we needed to. Yeah. So this Foal, I think, weighs more than Eddie.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And it even weighs more than me.
Yeah, but I don't think it weighs more than me. I reckon it's above 100 kilo. I bet it does weigh more than me. Can you imagine Poppy carrying that round?
Tell you what, I could pick 4 bags up, but I could pick this
No, I think it's above 100 kilos.
Yeah, definitely.
The placenta, I reckon, weighed 20 kilos.
Yeah.
All the fluid that she was, there's no wonder poor horses, you know, and then to go 2 weeks overdue was just, you know, I was willing her to have it. If she'd had it 2 weeks ago, I'm sure we wouldn't be in the position we're in now, but we're where we are, aren't we? So in terms of a name, I don't think we've really had a good talk about a name, have we? I know Chester was something that, I like Chester, I think it's a nice name. There's been various suggestions, haven't there, but we'll have a chat to all stakeholders and yeah, we could have a vote, couldn't we? Trouble is, you might end up with a name you don't like. But I suppose that's democracy, as we're going to find out today. He's after running, isn't he? No, you keep him up, Dave. Just what, Dave? You need your foot behind his back leg. He's spreading apart. Let me get my foot behind his back leg. It's them back legs. He moves with his front, and then his back legs are obviously, and he goes down like Bambi. So.
Do we want Bambi's in
No. It was so nice in the night. I got up at 3 o'clock to feed him, and he was down there by the llamas, and all the little llamas and the goats were like comforting him. You know, they were giving pastoral care to him. So I'm sure that was a comfort. Because obviously at the moment we just can't put him near. I was just saying earlier, it's a bit volatile with Poppy. She thrashes her leg. She's starting now to try and get up, isn't she, David? And obviously she's not going to manage that on her own. But I think if we winched her up and stood her for a while, get that feeling back into her legs, I really do believe we can. I now believe that she can come back. You know, I didn't yesterday. I'll be honest. I thought we were fighting a lost cause. I really did. But it just shows. Yeah. But yeah, the vet. To be fair to the vet, he did say it's not the only thing against her is the size. If it was a pony, you'd just leave her sat there for a few days, and she'd get her strength back and get up. But it's not a pony. She's a real heavyweight. Yeah, exactly. So, but the way she's behaving today, I mean, I think the only thing I'm sort of worried about with the Foal, he's just got it bleeds a little bit from his navel, but it's not a lot, and the vet stitched it up. So the vet's calling shortly, so I'll ask him if there's anything else he can sort of do there. But I think the fact that he's always trying to get up, falling down, it makes the cord, that what's left of the cord, a little bit less stable than it would if he was in total control of himself. So I think this is why we need to just invest this bit of time in him, developing his legs a bit and giving him the strength. Yeah, he'll not be long as he's biting. Yeah, he's gonna be a cheeky chappy, isn't he? Without doubt. So I think that's slightly better news, folks. It's definitely better. So the big losers in this scenario are the alpacas, who are having to share a home with this horrible creature. No, but he's not loved, is he, by most other animals? Well, and to be fair, he's been nice to the alpacas. Yeah, noisy neighbour. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry, donkey. What do we call him? Jack. Oh, no, yeah. I'm sorry, Jack. I do like him, really. And this is the male alpaca. They don't seem to be quarrelling at all. Hello, boy. That was horrible to say. You were horrible, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Good lad. So, Victor is happily ensconced with his new colony of goats. He's taking charge of them. He just loves something to look after, really. And the llamas, the little goats are everywhere, but like I said, the little goats... That's his moment of fame every day. Yeah, the little goats, I thought it was lovely. They'd come to see the foal, and they were just making him welcome into the rare breeds barn.
Standing a little bit better.
Yeah. I think if we just put a bit of time into his legs, he'll get there pretty quickly, because one thing he does he drinks a bottle of milk in about 20 seconds, doesn't he? It's not a long job. You know, I brought the milk down and I'd done it within 2 minutes. And I gave Poppy a drink and a bit of food, but she was just not quite at the greatest angle to drink, but she had some. She's had a better drink this morning. So well, don't let him. There'll be no stopping him. We just need to lay him down in a padded cell at the moment, don't we? Effectively, this is what we've made. We've put a really deep bed down, so that and we're just going to keep him away from the edge of the pen. And I think we really ought to spend some time just letting him stand today. And I reckon it takes about two strong people. Oh, it's kicked David.
I love him, really.
So there's a lot of love flowing for him across the screen at the moment. That's nice to see. Or is it Eddie? Oh. Yeah. No, but are the hearts for you or are the hearts for the foal? Or is it the Silver Fox? Or is it Rob King? Handsome man for his age. Yeah. Oh dear. And look at that, that's a better angle, isn't it? No. It's like having a toddler, isn't it? You know, when you first take them off reins and stuff and you let them go. you just have a terrible feeling they're going to crash. It's like that. I think we need some reins for him, don't we? Right, let's go back. Eddie, what do you think? Oh my gosh. What do you think of the idea of having an action man doll of David?
Well, see you later.
No, they don't leave the horse, Dave. I think it'd be a popular thing. We're going to have a shearing set for it, some lambing ropes, a little Tonka toy JCB. I think it'll fly. Can you imagine how many of them we'd sell in shop? We need to get them. We need a contact in China or something, don't we? Or maybe have a British craftsman make them out of wood. Yeah. Yeah, an old school toy. Yeah.
Anita wants an update on the
I don't know. Well, she just needs to tune into Facebook, doesn't she? Dave, we're just saying, can you think of any other accessories you'd like your action man to have? Lambing ropes we've got. JCB, a Land Rover and trailer. Yeah. A set of animals.
How about some bales I can put in
Yeah. Yes, you can just move them about all day like you do now from one place to another. Dave says, I've got work to do, and he goes and moves 100 bales from one place to another. And then, what else? Lambing ropes, sheep shearing set. What else do you like doing?
Gel.
Air gel, yeah. He could have his own brand of toiletries, couldn't he? Yeah. You could have it.
Makes your hair look dark.
Yeah. Why don't you have like an hair colour where people with brown hair can actually go grey because it's fashionable? No. Oh dear. I should just just fall him to David there, and David will fall over like I did. We've had him up earlier this morning, and I fell down as he went down. So that's it. Dave, just get this bit of hay and just stuff it under his back. You pull him forward, Eddie, and then he'll just sit in a better angle. Do it long ways, Dave. Across the whole of his back. No, underneath it a bit. I'm a bit fussy, aren't I? I just think there's nothing worse, is there, than if you're like in hospital and you weren't comfy, your cushion wasn't right. So I always think it's nice to make animals comfortable. Yeah, we'll just have a quick word with Poppy, and then as soon as it's appropriate time, I'm going to ring the South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue again, and then I suppose we'll see Vet first. Vet's coming just after 8, so we'll see what he says. But she looks so much better.
You can see in her eyes, can't
Yeah, her eyes are back. So, so yeah, I'm not saying by any means just mind her feet there, because she's definitely got a bit of fire about her now. I'm not saying by any means that that this is going to be easy, but there's certainly a lot more hope than there was. Just have another bucket of water now. So that's you see, that's just what you want to see, isn't it? If something's not eating or drinking, you know it's never going to have the strength to carry on. So, oh, good lass. Here, Deb. Just see if you can see if she wants any more of that. If we can just get her. You see, we sat her up with the JCB, and now she's sort of slipped off it a little bit, hasn't she? Now she's because she's trying to stand up. So right, the plan is the vet. See what he says, and I think he'll be impressed with the progress, and then we'll ring the fire brigade again and ask them if they would possibly mind helping us again, which I thought was a stunning thing to offer. And it was someone on Facebook actually rang in and suggested it, saying that they'd done it for them before, and because I'd never thought of it, to be honest, I never would. And hello, little lad. And then we'll give it another go. So, and then it'll be. I just think it's definitely worth another try with the way she is this morning. You know, she was pretty much zonked yesterday. She'd know. And if it was an ordinary horse, we wouldn't have tried yesterday. But the danger is that they lay on the side, the circulation goes, the legs go, they get worse and worse. But she's actually got better, definitely got better overnight. So, so yeah, that's yeah. You take it out, Dave. Yeah? That's sort of where we are, folks. So it's a little bit more optimistic down here today. But you know, I would have that massive caveat that you know, I'm not saying it's a mountain. Well, yes, she's still got a mountain to climb, hasn't she, to get back on her feet and get right. But she certainly looks like she's got a chance. Oh, I was so tired this morning. My back were aching and properly felt my age. Hello, lad. Look at him. Have you seen his whiskers round his mouth? He's got a better beard than I have. Can you see him? He'd love to get up, wouldn't he? He'd love to have a charge around. And hopefully, if we spend some time with him today, standing him up, holding him up, we will hopefully be in a position where... gosh, he just stuck his hoof into my leg then. He got some long legs, look at them. He's crossing his legs like my dog does. Like Dora. So... he's having a sleep. So yeah, he's sort of every 2 hours of a feed now. So he's due again at 8 o'clock. And we've been milking Poppy. It's a little bit more dangerous now. Her back legs are working better. But we were milking Poppy yesterday to mix with a colostrum replacer, because it's so vital that the mother's milk, you get as much of Poppy's milk into the foal as we possibly can. Now, whether the foal, you know, if Poppy was up and well, it wouldn't be feeding off her, because obviously he can't stand up at the moment, and we don't know how long it's going to be before he can. But I feel fairly confident that that we'll have him up in the not too distant future, and whether he'll ever suckle Poppy, I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep an optimistic, open mind, and which is sometimes hard for me. Is there? Oh, sorry, look. I think he'd nodded off then, hadn't he? I'll give him a stroke. So yeah. So I will, as soon as I have something to report again, you know, if we do manage to get her up, I'll definitely let you know. I won't leave you hanging. And whatever happens, I'll tell you when it does happen. So, and hopefully that won't be bad news, but I'm sort of preparing myself for any eventuality, really. So that's where we're at. But she's much better today than she was yesterday, so I'm going to take that at the moment. just look at her hooves, they're amazing things. They're really soft on the bottom there at the moment, and the actual outside of the hoof was soft yesterday, and now it's hardening up. So it must just take them to be born for the hoof to start to become hard, because underneath there it's still soft as anything. Apparently, according to Rob, the older gentleman who was holding Poppy up, that's my father-in-law, Rob, he was saying that they have whiskers on the mouth to stimulate the mother to let the milk down. So, sounds plausible. I would imagine it's true. So yeah, that's where we are. I'm being asked to recap for folks just joining us. Right. Obviously, we tried to get Poppy up yesterday, and while she took a little bit of weight, it wasn't really her standing. It was the slings that were holding her up. So we took the view that we'd give her 24 hours to gather her strength, hopefully, and give it another go. The fire brigade came out. There's about 12 firemen all absolutely trying their best, and we're so grateful for that. And we couldn't quite get her to stand. Well, we couldn't. To be fair, she never looked like she was able to support her weight without the straps there. So we laid her back down. We fed her and watered her as best we can. We keep lifting her up so that we can give her a drink. And she's drunk and eaten remarkably well, to say where she's at. So yeah, that's where we are with that. And then she's had a good night, really, a really good night, and she looks far more fire in her belly today. As if now, I feel as though if we got the straps on her now and lifted her up, I really feel as though she'd be able to stand. So hopefully, if the fire brigade will allow, that's what we'll do. If not, then we'll find some means of doing it ourselves. We'll find the straps and we'll... It was David that lifted her with the JCB, but they had all the straps and the couplings and the gear and this thing that you shove the straps underneath her, and they're very good. They're obviously professional people with all the gear, and they were just the people to help us, really. So yeah, she's in a position now where we're hopefully going to try again today. The vet's coming just after 8 to have a look at her and assess her, and providing he says that she has improved, and I'm nearly certain she has in a big way, then we'll go again and see where we get. But as soon as we know anything, you will be the first to know. So yeah, that's where we're at. She's having a sleep now, and she's tired out. Like all babies, they love a sleep, don't they? So, right, we'll see what today brings. We're keeping everything crossed, legs, toes, fingers, and we're just hoping that Poppy will. I'm sure she's got the determination. She looks to have a bright eye again now. We just got to hope that there's no lasting damage. From there was something that caused the fluid to retain. There was lack of circulation there. She had a bit of an injury to one of her back feet, but she's moving both of those now. She just had a really hard pregnancy, especially the last couple of weeks, didn't she? It was a real test for her. So don't be alarmed that you think the Foal looks absolutely, not brilliant. We've had it stood up earlier. If you go back and watch the start of the broadcast, it can stand with help, but it can't get up because it's just legs are too long. It's uncoordinated, and we're having to put such a deep bed down because it's got a chance of falling over if it does manage to get up. That doesn't help it walk either. So I'm just going to put some time into lifting him up, standing with him, like we did it earlier in the broadcast. We'll keep doing that every hour or so. Give him 10 minutes, and I'm sure that if he continues to drink, he'll soon be charging around and playing with the goats and things. I was saying earlier, the goats came to see him in the night. I came down at 3 o'clock to feed him, and there were goats, and the little llamas were talking to him across by the gate. So I thought that was nice. They were giving him a bit of bit of pastoral care. And he's sound asleep now. Yeah, someone's just asking, Julie's just explaining that we've got them apart, and it's only because Poppy now, her legs are flailing. If the foal did get across to it, you know, it wouldn't take much of a knock to really damage him. And the one thing, even when she was sort of able to sit up well, she never really took much notice of him. You know, there wasn't a great deal of maternal bonding, but you know that can come with. We just need to get her on her feet now. That's the priority, and we need to make sure that he's drinking. So, and we can do that better in a safe, controlled environment for both of them, really. So that's sort of where we're at with that. And that again, everything we're doing is along with the vet's advice. You know, I would make that point. You know, we're not experts. You know, hopefully we have a fair idea what to do with animals, but you know, we're not lifelong stud owners or anything, so we're very much guided by the vet, and he's very happy with. I think he's quite surprised she made it right through the pregnancy that she did, you know, because like he said, there were a lot of complications going on there that you know, that weren't easy for her to manage. You know, donkey. It's woken the fall up now. It was a heroic effort on Poppy's part to actually see the pregnancy through, actually. You know, that was, I would definitely say that. She, to manage those extra 2 weeks of pregnancy was above and beyond, really. So yeah. Right then, folks, I will say cheerio and move on, and I'll wait for the vet, and then we will see what he says. But I'm very hopeful he'll say let's give it another crack, and I'll ring the fire brigade, and we will let you know what's going on. So, yeah, that's right. Anything else? Right, well, we got Sharon Savage to see you later. Mandy Leonard, it would really help to have a big soft toy, right? We'll have to have a look at that then. Emma says cheerio. Sharon says thank you for the updates. Nicola says bye for now. Hannah Jane Harris says thanks. Simon Cleve says everything crossed. Sue Robinson, hope Poppy's up next time we see you. I very much hope so. It'd be lovely that I came round the corner of the barn there this morning, and I just wanted to see her stood up, even though I knew it was highly unlikely. But she's trying to get up now. I think if we can just get her hoisted up, get the bed even again, you know, we'll spend a bit of time just forking that so it's all level, and then we'll hopefully, this is what I've got in my mind. We'll spend some time with her on the hoist where she's actually taking a weight herself, but we'll have the hoist there as a safety net until she gets confidence in her legs. You know, that's sort of this ideal scenario that I've got mapped out, and I can just see her there now. And once that happens, if it happens, we will, you know, as soon as we're happy that it might be that we just put her back down on the floor again after having a stand if we're not confident that she'll see it through. Hello, girl. Good lass. Come on, darling. Let's move your head collar a bit. Oh dear. Good girl. She's got a much brighter eye now than yesterday. She just looked like she'd gone. You can see we've mounted the stroke to give her a little bit of support on this side, just so she's not laid flat on her side. And we've rolled her over, like the fireman showed us how to do it, and from one side right over onto the other again. So we've sort of turned her. It was a lot harder to turn her last time because she had a lot more spirit about it. You know, she was kicking and what have you. So yeah, that's excuse me. That's where we're at. Hello, little chap. It'd be nicer for him if he could just stand up as well. It's maybe when one gets up, the other will get up. Maybe it's a case of that. But one thing you've got to, you know, yesterday afternoon I just could not see any possibility that she'd ever get up. You know, she just looked to have had all the fight knocked out of her, and the vet said, no, you've got to be a bit more positive than that. And it's true. You know, if you think negatively, it will inevitably happen, won't it? So from now on, look at that. From now on, we're going to be positive. So maybe it's a case we get her up and he'll get up. So, yeah, he's not far off. Trouble is, I don't want him to get up yet when there's no one there, because he'll definitely come down again. Good lad. He's such a big foal. He's definitely above 100 kilos. I'm certain of it. Well, you know, if two of you lift him, you're all on. To you know, it's a real struggle. It's easier with 3 or 4. So yeah. I keep having to do, I'm sure the people join all the time, so I keep having to do a recap. Don't I? If I'm repeating myself, then so be it. But Poppy's had a much better night. She's, you know, by no means home and hose, but she's eating and drinking. She'd love to stand up. I know she would, because she's trying. And hopefully, if the vet gives it the all clear, we're going to have another go. Hopefully, if the fire brigade will come out again, they will help us with the process of it, and hopefully we will do better than yesterday. But she just seems to have a lot more fire in her belly today. You know, she's yeah, you can see the goats behind. I'm sure these goats and him are going to be absolute best friends. You can just tell they're going to come and play with him. So hopefully, we just need to get him on his feet, don't we? So, like I said earlier, we're going to spend some time today standing him up, holding him up, getting some time into his legs. Really, I think, you know, he's never going to get up if we don't teach him how to stay up. So that's what we'll do today. We'll probably get him up 10 or 12 times and hold him there for 10 minutes at a time. So at least every time we feed him, we'll do it, and probably some more besides that. So there he is. That's how I felt this morning. Trouble is, we're getting up at 3 o'clock. I go to bed at 10. So you know, you're gonna have like 4.5, 5 hours sleep, which isn't bad. I can sort of live with that. But then you get up at 3, you're back in bed by, you know, say 1/2. But then I want to go on. I'm like a teenager. I want to go on my phone, see what's, you know, and then that like stimulates your brain, doesn't it? And so I'm gonna have to have my phone confiscated from me, I think. So I'll not be allowed my phone at bedtime. Actually, I think that's a real problem for, like, you know, teenagers when they're doing exams and stuff. They're all so like into messaging, aren't they? It must disturb the sleep. Because I'm finding it myself. Now, one thing Tom the vet did say, that goat's milk is very, very similar to mare's milk. So it might be in due course that we decide to pop one or even 2 of the goats into the milking parlour and take the milk for this chap. You know, that be a good way. You know, he said that definitely works. He says he's seen it where foals have actually suckled a goat. They, you know, they'll get them onto like a plinth or a pedestal. You see the goats jumping on the llamas. They don't seem to mind. And he's known them actually suckle a goat to rear them. But obviously, he'd have to be a flipping tall pedestal for this chap to suckle them, because he's about 5 foot tall already. So I can see that 1 or 2 people are sharing our video. I very much appreciate that. That's very kind of them. So right, I'm going to leave you, and thank you very much for your lovely comments, and rest assured, we'll try our best. We'll do whatever is needed. We will leave no stone unturned to do the best for them. You know, we're really keen to have a successful outcome here. So yeah, that's what we will do, and we'll do our best, and I'll keep you posted. So thanks ever so much for joining us, guys, and we will be in touch when there's something to report. So have a brilliant day, and see you soon. Bye bye. Cheerio, I should say. Bye bye.